Our training will be starting in around 5 minutes. Before we do that, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Zephania Mwando. I work for Dahua Technology Kenya. I'm a pre-sales engineer, currently based in Nairobi. So I'll be taking you through the training. So we'll just give some more time as we send out reminders so that everyone can join in. I think that's it with introduction, and you're going to cover the hospital solution as a whole. So you are welcome to sit, join in, and follow through the training. We'll be starting in now 4 minutes, and we're going to make the presentation as brief as possible so that we don't have too much time wasted, and also I give you a chance to go through the content. Maybe later on ask questions once we are done. So stay tuned. Sector in terms of these different areas. I'll do an introduction first, then I'll show you the design of this solution. Then we go through a highlight of the same solution, and then some success cases. Maybe before I do that, I'll reintroduce Dahua Technology to some of you. Dahua Technology is a security company. We focus on security products ranging from CCTV, access control, video intercom, and many more. So we are not just a simple product. As of now, we have a lot of products and different solutions. For each of these solutions, these trainings will be focused on the same. So stay tuned and keep joining in through the trainings, and we'll be able to learn more every time we have these trainings. So stay tuned. As we go on with the training. On an introductory bit of it, I'll take you through the hospital solution bit. Starting with some features of the scenes. So with large area, for instance, we have a lot of activity in hospital, and it has so many departments. It's usually hard to tell which side is busy, which side is not busy. So we end up having a lot of challenges in terms of managing. Then looking at the capacity we have for inpatient, probably maybe 300 beds. Then we have maybe some other common areas of the hospital. It could be a park. When you join into the meeting, please mute your mic. Then we have a nursing home scenario. From the nursing home scenario, we have features like they're usually small, maybe 50 to 150 beds. Most of them are not really open to the public, and the number of visitors usually not so much, not so big. For this, the main challenges we would face is number one is patient care, and here we lack like enough resource, enough number of people to support the patient. Maybe we don't have a way of monitoring. Maybe some special cases where we have an outbreak and such, maybe an epidemic ward. Also finding incidents like falling down for elderly or disabled patient. We can't have someone in their specific rooms, maybe looking at them one by one. It's really expensive, so Dahua has a solution for this. Then for safety and security, we have a lot of traffic in and out of the hospital, making it hard to achieve security management. Please, when you join in, please check your Zoom that your mic is not on, please. Then for this solution, we'll go through the design part. So for the hospital solution design, we are looking at maybe inpatient management, that is access control, only those authorized to visit the patient can get in. Then we have video intercom to meet different requirements. We also have falling down detection and privacy protection. For safety and security, we use AI to help with fast investigation, active alarm, and quick response. We also try to cover vehicle security for the vehicles getting in and out of the hospital. We also cover basic surveillance, center management. That is the control room of the office where we are checking all these security bits. Then, so for the solution, we have for inpatient care, we do access control. That is staff. We capture maybe the images, biometric maybe attributes, then manage all of this on DSS Pro. DSS Pro is a video management platform, so that if you have authority to enter, then you can enter. If you don't have, you can't get in. Then for family members, we do visitor management kind of scenario where they register at the reception, then they can have access by face recognition or issued with temporary cards for that case. We also have for temporary visitor, they can call nurse through video intercom. That's the VTO, the video intercom outdoor station. Then the nurse can open the door to whichever room they are going into. For that period, they are visiting maybe the hospital. So what we are doing here is to adopting a control for people who are getting in and out of the premises. We support face recognition, we support IC cards, we support fingerprint access based on the end user's requirement. We also for example, the hospital is closed at night, so we can just make all doors to stay in normally closed state. For this, we use our technology to achieve. So with this, we are bringing a big value to the end user. Then we have inpatient care with video intercom. Then we look at this. We install emergency buttons in each, or we can install a VTO with camera and an extension button. Or we can also install just a VTO without a camera, so that the goal is in case of an emergency or if the patient needs something, they just press and talk to someone inside. They talk to someone inside the nurse station, then they can communicate. So also remotely, because of the camera, nurses can also monitor the patients in the room. Then there is privacy protection. If you only need video when during intercom, disable the live video function in the debug mode. So we have a configuration in debug mode where we can disable the video. Then if I need higher privacy protection, I can use video without the camera. So it's based on the privacy options that the customer has. We can choose which one to actually use. So that is how ideally the solution would work. Then we have for inpatient care, we have things like fall detection. When a patient falls down, our products can detect, like can use special cameras to detect this. Then for privacy reasons, we have a picture of human body mosaic and screen mosaic. So for human body mosaic, we're just blurring out the people's body. Then we see the room, but we really can't see who it is. Then for screen mosaic, we blur out the entire video, but still able to monitor the patients. So in terms of privacy, our solution will meet the patient's privacy, and there is sound. I can confirm that. So if you can't hear, please just enable sound on your end. Then you can follow. There is sound. Then for this case, yes. So for Roba, Melissa, please just check. I'm sure I will be able to hear me. Then for those who are asking for the PDF, yes, I'll be able to share the PDF. Just make sure to request whatever you got access, then we'll be able to send to you. Or you can drop your email in the chat, then I can drop for you. Then we have inpatient care for fall detection. So we just do some configuration on this, but generally this is how it would look like. So look at the video. This patient has fallen down and triggered the rule. So we just do the rule around the bed. Then if they fall down, then eventually you'll see the blue light changing to red, producing that alarm, so we can know the event of an incident. So we're just doing some tests on the same and playing back this video. So this is what happens on the nurse's end. They get a weird sound notification. For that case, a sound like this. Then they can check fall detection, they check in, and then go and respond to that patient immediately. So it's solving our emergency scenario. Then for questions, I'll be responding to them in the course of the session. We'll have a Q&A session for that case where we'll be able to answer all your questions. Then for security reasons, we usually have high altitude monitoring for the PTZ that is here. It's a panoramic kind of PTZ. Then we can do face attributes. We can do human attributes. So we have even a list of the attributes. We can do non-motor vehicle, that is for maybe bicycle, Then we can do also motor vehicle attributes. So here we are just capturing a lot of details, like for face, for human, like the gender, top color, maybe face, if we can tell if you are male or female, if you have a heart and such. And then we have for vehicles, we can capture their plate, their color. If they have any labeling, we capture all that. So for this, we use AI, which can help us classify these objects and allow automatic tracking of the targets in the event you want to track. With this, we come up with a concept called big data, where with big data, we just can do extra analytics because we keep getting details. For safety, we can do fast investigation. That is, we can try to play back a video, then we snap someone's face. With this face snapped, I can do a video search on DSS using Deep Explore functionality, and it will even generate a track of how this person moved within the hospital premises. So for evidence and fast search, you are covered here. Then the architecture of that is we have a face detection camera somewhere. Then we have maybe series 7 face recognition camera. So we can use face detection camera with IVSS, that is Intelligent Video Surveillance Server. And then we can also use series 7 face recognition cameras. These are special cameras that do this. Look at the highlights. Face trace, effective method to find a lost patient, maybe a suspicious person, or someone in the block list. Of course, if you're doing face recognition, we can add someone's face to the block list, and the event they show up in the hospital premise, we trigger an alarm. Then it supports more than 30 million facial records if using separate data server. So for DSS, we can set up a single server installation, but we can also implement multi-server and support up to 30 million face records when using a template. So this is the highlight of fast search. We capture this guy, then search by image. But this requires IVSS version 7008. So we select where to search, then click search. Of course, we'll get results from multiple cameras connected to the IVSS. And then we do this on DSS. We can play back all the clips. This face has surface. So we can use this to do quick investigation on the incidents. From the time they get in to the time they leave the premises. So this guy is leaving now the hospital premise, or typically this could be any premise. So we can apply this in a hospital setting, or we apply it somewhere. Then we can export these clips and play them back. Maybe if I'm taking to court, I can even encrypt the clips, then export all of them. For some reason, maybe I want to use it as evidence. So in terms of backing up, we can also add this to a case so that we keep building on it. So maybe this person surfaces once, we create a case. The next time they surface, automatically the case is updated. Then we do the management in the case bank. So that's what this demonstration is doing for us. So we can mark, highlight a stranger, and then keep checking. So we can also keep updating the case bank when we have such incidents, and we use this. This has been enabled by DSS Pro. We have a highlight of the devices used, and remember, the video recorded here is only used for demonstration purposes. In typical scenarios, we'll still have the same solution, but the video will definitely be different. Then for security, safety and security alarm, we have things like block list alert. So if we add someone to the block list, we can send an alert to the control room. If we have intruders, they can trigger alarms the event they show up. Then we have a panic button at the end, maybe reception or key areas. Then we have the emergency call buttons situated in different parts of the premises. All of this is synchronized with the control center. Then we have the mobile devices for that case. So the value of this is we're integrating artificial intelligence. We're also giving our security response team some mobile terminals. And then we also employ face recognition, perimeter technology. For perimeter technology, we can apply multiple. We have things like tripwire. We have intrusion, we have object abandoned, object missing. We can apply such perimeter protection rules, then we get better results. For entrance and vehicle and exit, we can do some extra security. Number one is use of ANPR with anti-smashing radar to the barrier gates. Then we can control who comes in. So for example, doctors, the barriers will just automatically open. If you have a challenge with people coming in and smashing the barriers, then we can install bollards. We have bollards, of course, which can help us. They can even stop a 30-ton truck. So this provides us a complete solution. Then on the control center, we get a visual report of what is happening. So this is the scenario. This vehicle has come in automatically. On this number plate recognition camera, we have an LED screen, which displays maybe how many slots are available. If we are doing the ticketing system, we pick here a card, you get into the premise, you pay at the pay station or pay with e-payment. Then when you get out, automatically it opens as you discharge the card. Then for monitoring of the parking lot, we have Dahua different PTZs that supports things like auto tracking, where we automatically follow a target. Then we have Starlight technology offering best-in-class light sensitivity. So even when it's dark, we still get clear images. We also have the new technologies of full color with smart dual illuminators. We have full color dual lens. All of these to enable monitoring efficient for the hospital premise. Then for general surveillance, we have fisheye. For example, in outpatient halls and emergency rooms, we can install the corner camera. These are efficient cameras designed for this specific function. We can monitor 360 degrees covering all angles. Then inside corridors, we install the dual lens cameras or the panoramic cameras. Then we can monitor along the paths and also do people counting for the hospital, both when people are entering and leaving and more. Then in the management center, we can install a video wall. Yes, Dahua has display and control products, that is monitors, LED and LCD. Then we have decoders and matrix, where we can directly stream all the events and centrally managed on DSS. Of course, like this, a typical monitoring room. We also have the network keypad. We have this model and this called NKB 1000. We also have NKB 5000 designed to control PTZ cameras and also control some display functions. Then the highlight of the solution, this is how the solution would look like. generally the whole architecture. So we can have inpatient management at one point. We have the nurse station. The inpatient management, if you look at this, we have the master station, we have the face recognition access control terminals, we have dual lens camera, VTOs. Then at the nurse station, they always get a master station, so we have different departments. Then we can do face tracing. We can also do basic surveillance. We can capture metadata. We can do alarm system, mobile system for MPT, and also vehicle recognition systems. All of this is connected to a control center where we can attach a storage as direct or network storage. We can also attach to a video controlled by a video controller like a matrix. Then we have DSS Pro. Of course, if we connect to the public internet, we can remotely access this DSS from any point using a PC client or the mobile client. Remember, we can apply this so that if I have a big hospital with multiple branches, each of the branch does this installation, then we can have one control room at the hospital headquarters. That's also part of the solution. And then for the highlight of this solution, we have DSS Pro, which is our video management system. So with DSS Pro, look at these attributes. Can support 2000 channels, 1000 DOS, and 200 TB storage capacity per server. And we can support a maximum of 10 servers in a single installation. It can be expanded to 20,000 channels and 2 petabytes storage. So if you're looking 2000 channels on 10 servers, that is 20,000 channels. So this is really big. Then we have high availability. It supports the hot standby N+M redundancy, enabling failover servers to serve as backup to primary recording and events. Then we have Deep Explore, which is just reviewed about doing intelligent search and such. Then we can customize DSS. It has API, it has SDK, and also supports ONVIF. So it can also work with some third-party products that are ONVIF compliant. Then generally, DSS runs on Windows. Windows-based operating system. We can run on Windows Server or Windows 10. We can also have a standalone server, that is DSS 7016, though for this solution, we focus on DSS Professional. Then the client, DSS Pro client, we have these highlights. We have a monitoring center. With the monitoring center, I can add live monitoring of video. I can have monitoring of map so that when we have alarms, they start to blink on the map. Then we have door channels being monitored also. Currently, in the newly launched version of DSS, we can also add a web page to DSS monitoring center and still manage. Then we have the event center where we check the alarm rate, which parts have a lot of alarms and all that. Then we can enforce some policy, or we can add maybe some extra layers of security to improve efficiency of the system. Then we have the Deep Explore module. Then we have the VTS client, that is the master station, which supports monitoring, supports video intercom, and also supports alarms. So looking at this feature, this is the NAS station actually. It's what's called NAS station. Then we have VTS client configuration. For this, we add the different units, maybe, or let me say hospital wards. We also add some patients, patient rooms. Then we can monitor some alarm. It also supports SSH, mainly for troubleshooting this VTH. Then we have some configuration and all that. So this generally how you'll set up VTS client. Then we have some MOSAIC configuration. Remember I mentioned MOSAIC can be on the person's body or general area. We can set up this for the cameras that support MOSAIC. Then we have some high newly introduced transmission products. We had transmission products, but we also introduced some new products called cloud managed switch. All of this, when we talk of cloud managed, we have a cloud platform called Dolink Care. With Dolink Care and the cloud managed switch, you can easily monitor the health of your devices from at any given location. You can also monitor for your clients. Then for transmission, again, some highlights. We have high power PoE, conforming with the IEEE standard of 802.3. And then for high PoE, we have 90 watts power supply with the red ports. We also have long distance transmission. More than 100 meters, we have 250 meters. In addition to that, we also have 800 meters for ePoE. We also have some wireless transmission devices like wireless bridges, routers, and all that to enable end-to-end communication between the devices. Remember, for these switches, we have access switches starting from 4 port, 8, 16, 24, and 48 ports. We also have aggregation switch. We have core switch based on scenario requirement. We have excellent hardware. We adopt temperature range of -40 degrees to 75 degrees operation, and also they have this highlight of lightning protection. Then for management, we have smart management of these switches. Then we have some network protocols that are supported. Then we look at some key products we use for this solution. We have the face recognition SI 6213, MW meaning it supports Wi-Fi, and 6214. For 6213 does not have fingerprint, 6214 supports fingerprint. Then we have VTO 2111D-P. This is common in the Kenyan market. For villa setup, we can also apply the same in the hospital scenario. So these products are locally available actually. Then we have VTO 2201, we have VTS 5340, we have this VTO 2211, we have only the voice intercom, we have the dual lens camera, and VR Series 5. Actually now we don't do 4K-S2, we do EI. Then we have Series 5 camera, 54, this Series 5 4 megapixel, supporting AI. Then we have the fisheye, we have the face recognition camera, and also the panoramic PTZ. We have dual lens, corner camera, the aggregation switch, maybe like this, a 48 port giga switch. We have the wireless access point. We also have MPT 220. One second. We have MPT 220, which is a mobile portable terminal. It supports 4G, and also we give this to security response team so that they can communicate with the control center. Then we have VTA 2302A, that is the emergency call terminal, which can be installed in different areas of the premises so that we request for emergency support. We have the ITC. Right now it's ITC 413. That is the newest NPR camera supported in this market. Then we have the 8 megapixel PTZ. Then I'll just mention some success cases. Of course, we have a hospital in Britain with all range. Number one, we apply face recognition. We installed more than 200 pieces of face capture cameras supporting 31 million face records and face tracing. Then we have emergency response with MPT. We have the medical center in Philippines, where they've installed this VTO and a master station so that they can easily call the nurse to respond to the patient can press and respond. Then we have Singapore nursing homes. Project background is this customer is an international joint service. Generally what has been installed like this, a dual lens camera, they have the PTZ monitoring the hospital rooms. Then we have the highlight, we have elderly fall detection and face recognition technology, prevent elderly from getting lost. So For this, you'll contact me in case you need this solution or any other Dahua solution, because while introducing myself, I mentioned I am Zephania Mwando. I'm a pre-sales engineer working with Dahua technology. So this brings me to the end of the day's presentation, which calls me to respond to your questions. And also if we have maybe some chat requests, I'll be able to respond to it. So someone asked that to send the PDF, I will send. Then we have people sending their email so that we send the summary. That's fine. I'll be able to share this. Then someone said I'm too fast. Don't worry. In case you need us to review again, I can still come in and do the same solution next week. I can also do with you maybe separately if you have urgent requirements, but we can do this solution and repeat it again and again until it's clear to you. So now it's time for questions. So I'm going to welcome you to ask your questions. So if you have any question, please just unmute your microphone and comment. Now I've allowed you to unmute yourself, so you can unmute and ask any question if you do.
Hello.
Hello.
I wanted you to review the discussion you had on the hospital. The first your hospitality, the one you started with.
Oh, generally, you want like a recap of the hospital.
The hospital bed.
Sorry?
The CCTVs on the hospital bed, the one that you.
Oh, the one that supports MOSAIC.
Yes.
Okay. One
yes,
second.
Yes, that one.
Okay. So I'll just repeat this. Okay. For the hospital solution, we are looking at this scenario where we want to monitor patients. So the hospital is a large area, and I have someone with a lot of background noise. That connect. You can mute while I explain first, then unmute, then start connect, please. Okay, I'll just do it for you. Okay, so let me explain this. For hospital, we are looking at different functions. In a typical hospital scenario, you'll find this big premise and all that. So to clarify, we want to ensure that we have efficient patient care and also safety and security enhanced. So for the solution, we are looking at inpatient management, where we do access control the different maybe ward rooms or general halls. We also do video intercom based on the requirement for video. If you don't want video, you have audio video intercom. Then we have falling down detection, so that if someone falls down, we can easily detect and respond to them. Then we have privacy protection. So I think you really wanted me to emphasize on privacy protection. For privacy protection, we have this. I'll show you. Where is privacy protection? Okay, right here. So what happens is we install this dual lens camera. If you need to look at this camera in Kenya, you can come to the Westlands showroom. We have this dual lens camera. With the dual lens camera, we install in the hospital, then monitor the patients. So we can do human body mosaic. Body mosaic, we are monitoring the hospital room, but the human body is blurred out in this way. Then we have the screen mosaic. For screen mosaic, we blur out the whole video, but still with the mosaic, you understand you can still see parts, bits of the video, so that in case you realize the patient is not moving, you can go and check. So I think that elaborates. Then we have patient fall detection. So we can detect if the patient falls down. So we do regular monitoring of that. So I hope I've answered your question. We have any other questions?
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay.
I wanted to learn the privacy point, but I've seen it.
Okay. Any other question?
Yes.
Festus, yes.
Well, I'm asking pertaining to access control and the intercom.
Yes.
Do the cameras of access control recognize the high risk? Is it high risk mounted such that?
Yes.
I'm asking.
Yeah.
The camera pertaining to intercom.
Yes.
And access controls are on biometrics.
Yes.
Are they modified to recognize only high risk? The
high risk.
Such that a patient cannot use one's picture to open out the private rooms.
I've understood your question. Okay. It's only, we install these access controls on specific doors. The general goal of this is to only allow authorized persons in and out. So if the patient is in the hospital and you don't want them to leave, we just don't allow them to use that door for that case. So we just change this on the management platform. Then for other people, maybe the patient's relatives, you can give them temporary access for the period they are in the hospital. Then once they leave, the access expires. Now, what happens is you can't come with a picture and then just show to the device and it opens. It supports something called 3D Live AI. So with that, we have a control over that. Then what else? For example, if we have temporary visitors, we can give them temporary cards. But face recognition won't just open for anyone. It's only for the authorized on the specific doors. So for example, a hospital could have 10 doors. I only assign someone 2 doors, maybe entrance to the ward hall and then to the specific ward room. So you assign that, then they can only open those 2 doors. So it will still work like the normal access control, only that the authentication method has changed to face support.
Okay, my question was pertaining if the access control is connected by, is a speed face, whereby you just recognize the faces. I have seen safety and the security of fast integration, you use a human face.
Yes.
Is there any case? My question is, how secure is it such that when person passes through, can't use one's face if it's a speed face? Okay.
The concept lies around, we have a face database. We capture everyone's face, then we save in the database, which we keep comparing when you're giving access. This information is synced to the end devices. But if it's a security risk that someone would come and then just use someone else's face, maybe when they pass, we have 2-factor authentication that you can introduce, where if you scan your face, it requests you to key in a PIN or swipe a card. We have 2-factor authentication. We can support two levels of security. So it's based on the patient's requirements that we can support this.
Okay, thank you, Hansard. Another question pertaining to that.
Yes.
To human face.
Okay.
Let's, for example, you have your client asked about age. How can it recognize the age?
Age of a person.
Age of a person by use of the face.
That is, we can tell. Okay, we can't tell the exact age because it's just AI doing statistical capture, but it can't tell the exact age. What we've had so far as analytics is we capture the age group of this person, maybe young, middle-aged, old, and such. So we can tell that, but we can't tell the exact that this person is 30 years, this person is 25 years.
Oh, yes, I've got you. I was somehow confused.
Okay. Okay, so we can tell. Also, with the intelligent cameras, we can use things like walking posture and such to tell the age group of a person, but we can't tell the exact age.
Okay, it's just a general age grouping.
Yes, like young, middle-aged, and such.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We have any other question? Just unmute or raise your hand, I will see. So that brings me to the end of the training. Let me see the chat. Okay, someone asked, the nurse calling system, is it wireless or wired to communicate with the nurses station? For big hospitals or enterprise projects, we usually recommend use of a wired system. But yes, we can use a wireless system if we can use a wireless system in the event that it is required. So we have support for both. Then another question, can the hospital share with the family QR code for the camera monitoring their patients so that the family can also monitor at home? I would say with DSS mobile app, we can provision this so that you can also monitor the hospital room, but definitely provisionally available in the sense that the mobile app, you can assign specific channels to a specific user, then they monitor their patient. So this is possible. Then I have another question here. Are we having a practical tomorrow? Yes, there is a practical session tomorrow. So for those who are available, you can walk in. I think we'll share the details in the same WhatsApp groups we shared, and then you can join in. I've seen 3 people have unmute their mic. So maybe we start questions. You can ask. Sat, Connect, and Festus. You have the questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
There is this issue of barrier and Ebolas.
Yes.
Most of cases, you usually find a barrier in commercial institutions like a camp.
Yes.
They usually have a maximum, what do we call it? Collision.
Anti-smashing, like smashing kind of thing.
Yeah, if you have a sequence of maximum or more entrance or more passes,
yes,
they reach to maximum.
Okay.
It's compared to bowlers. Bowlers are they have more collision time, collision periods.
They can withstand high collision.
Yeah, bowlers. But barrier, we usually have a challenge on it. For example, let's go to the hospital. You synchronize the barrier with your system and start cooperate. How can you make it more appropriate and efficient according to the maintenance and the time being?
In the event of collision.
Yeah, collision. Is there in short, is there another device that have more collision time?
Okay, for collision, we usually have this. We control collision for the barriers. We do something we installed anti-smashing radar so that in the event someone is coming to knock the barrier, it will open. But then for security, that seems as a loophole because anyone will just come in, seem to like they want to crash the barrier and then it opens. For that, we enhance this. We can install barriers that support spikes so that in the event someone comes and tries to collide with it, the spikes deflate their tires. Then we can also introduce something like bollards. So, for example, a single bollard can withstand a collision of 30 tons truck. So you can imagine that scenario where a vehicle, I've installed like 4 bollards on one path. So I've tried to increase the withholding of those collisions so that no one can gain forceful entry into the premise. So we have that control for that, so that you can only open the bollard or barrier once you are allowed in.
What of introducing a safety device?
Like?
Wireless one.
Which
like
one?
Sensors whereby
yes,
can reduce the instead of colliding with a passage. For example, you are passing.
When I mentioned the radar, that is what it does. That is the sensor you are talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We have any other? Just unmute and ask. Okay, there's someone asking, are there hospitals in Kenya who have implemented these solutions? Okay, we don't have a hospital in Kenya who has implemented, but we've tried to sell it out to several hospitals, and for some, we are looking to implement this. So if you have these opportunities, please let us know. We can also come with you to your clients and explain this solution to make sure that you sell to them efficiently and then you win the solution so that we can have a practical project in Kenya. Any other? Okay, so for those who've shared their emails, I'll be emailing you. Okay, Saxon.
Yes. How are you? I happen to hear you saying that you can. You said that a patient might be able to press a button in terms of intercom communication. Is that intercom integrated in the system, or it is just this normal intercom that we know?
It is this normal intercom that you know, only that now we have a hospital solution intercom where we install that button video to the master station or the nurse station, then the patient can press and call. We also have special intercom because I think the normal intercom you're talking about is this with camera. So we also have intercom station without camera. So it's just audio based if the patient wants privacy. Where is it? I need to show you maybe. But generally, the general idea of intercom still lies on the same concept of a SIP. So we still use SIP to communicate. For those who have worked with Dahua intercom, they know about SIP. So these are the products that we use for intercom. This the one just supporting audio, this one and this. Then we have this, like this video 2111, the one at the middle is common in Kenya for that case. Even in the market, we have supported a lot of customers with this one. So yes, so for intercom it's the same, only that now we just apply it separately. So it can work standalone. It can also work with the platform that is DSS Pro. So you can have it with DSS or without DSS.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you for that innovation, because really we are experiencing a lot of new technology with Dahua.
Thank you. So if you have any requirements or any training request, please feel free to send us the request so that we can provide a solution for you or give you some insight on how you can win these projects or solve the challenge you have. So we have a lot, and thank you all for attending. If we don't have any other question, we have Abdisalan. You have question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was asking about how is Dahua technology working hard or extra mile on advertising this equipment and this inventory gadgets in some parts like northeastern.
Okay. For that case, we have regional sales representatives. For that side, the northern parts of Kenya, we have a sales representative starting from Meru going up. So that salesperson usually visits premises, visits maybe installers, visits dealers who have shops in the different areas, and then provide insight on Dahua. That is number one we are doing. Number two is we are providing universal advertisement. So for example, when we run these training sessions, we run conferences in different areas. We share this and do target advertising for area that we are trying to get to catch. So this is also part of it, this regular training, so that even if you're there, you still learn about our training sessions, then you can join and maybe learn about it. Also, if you have any requests for that area, please let us know, because our feedback lines are still open so that we can ensure maximum response and support to you. I've seen a compliment, great presentation. Thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, yeah, it's okay, but okay, let me request on the advertising issue, like in Isiolo.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, in Isiolo, let me say I haven't seen such advertisements, and maybe if you expand your advertisement here in Isiolo. I've been
personally, I've been to Isiolo, so I was in Isiolo like around last month, so I know we've been there. Maybe we just didn't get a chance to meet, so maybe you can email me. Just drop your email in the chat so that we can also connect. Then next time I send someone. Actually, someone is coming there in a few. So when someone comes there, they also connect with you. I've seen your email.
Okay.
So thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I hope we don't have anyone else left up. Okay. So thank you all for participating in today's training. I'll be connecting with you more later on, and I'll also be able to share a PDF summary of this training. So thank you for your time and have a blessed evening. For those who are coming in, stay tuned for updates for tomorrow's training, and see you there on time. Thank you and have a wonderful evening. We can freely exit the meeting. We'll come to an end.